Let's be honest, nobody ever wants to think about it. That crunch of metal, that sudden, jarring stop. A serious car accident is one of the most stressful things you can go through. And in that moment of chaos, trying to figure out what to do next, it can feel absolutely impossible. So let's talk about what happens when a standard tow just isn't going to be enough.
So picture it. Your car is damaged, maybe it's in a really dangerous spot on the road, and it is definitely not going anywhere on its own. The first thing that probably flashes through your mind is, okay, what on earth do I do now? You know you need a tow, for sure, but this isn't just a simple breakdown on the side of the highway.
And this is where a really important distinction comes in. See, when a vehicle is severely damaged, maybe it's stuck in a ditch or it's been written off by the insurance company, a regular tow truck might not have the right gear for the job. You need something more. You need a specialist. That specialized service, it has a name, salvage towing. Now, it's probably a term you haven't heard before unless you've been in one of these situations, but it is exactly what's needed for these tough jobs. So let's dive into what that actually means.
Okay, so you can really see the difference here. On one side, you've got your standard towing. Think of that as, a pre-planned trip to the mechanic. But on the other side, you have salvage towing. That is an emergency service designed for cars and trucks that are unsafe, in a really tricky spot, or just completely wrecked. So to put it in a nutshell, salvage towing is all about the professional recovery of vehicles. We're talking cars that are seriously damaged, stuck somewhere hazardous, or officially declared a total loss by your insurance. It's less about simply moving a car and much more about safely retrieving a wreck. And this gives you a perfect idea of the kind of situations we're talking about. I mean, everything from a vehicle that's mangled in a crash or maybe damaged in a flood or fire, all the way to an insurance write-off that has to be hauled to a salvage yard. It also covers those really tricky off-road recoveries. Each one of these needs a very specific kind of expertise. All right, so now we get what salvage towing is in theory, but let's make this a bit more real. Let's say you found yourself in this exact situation in Melbourne's southeast, somewhere around Dandenong. Who would you actually call?
Well, for the Dandenong area, the folks who specialize in these complex salvage jobs are the team at Elite Towing. They're actually a perfect example of what you should be looking for in a professional salvage service.
So what is it that makes a company like this stand out, especially when you're in the middle of an emergency? Well, it really all comes down to a few key things: reliability, professionalism, and speed. Think of this as your essential salvage checklist. First off, 24/7 service is an absolute must. These things never happen at a convenient time. Fast response is critical. You need a professional team that knows what they're doing with modern heavy-duty trucks. And of course, you want fair pricing from a local business you can actually trust.
And this quote from them really gets to the heart of it all. It says, "Our team is trained to handle these challenging conditions safely and professionally." See, it's not just about having a big truck. It's about having a crew that is specifically trained for these high-risk situations, where keeping everyone safe is priority number one. And being local is so important for that fast response time we talked about. For a team like Elite Towing, having that deep knowledge of Dandenong and all the surrounding suburbs, from Keysborough all the way to Clayton, means they can get to you fast when every single minute feels like an hour. So really the most important thing is knowing exactly who to call before an emergency even happens. Seriously, just having the right number saved in your phone can save you from a world of stress. This is the number. In a crisis, the last thing you want to be doing is frantically searching online for help. This is the direct line to their 24/7 recovery team, and they're ready to head out at a moment's notice. And here's all of their info in one spot for you. You've got the website for more details, the address, that super important phone number one more time, and of course, the reminder that they are open 24/7. I'd say it's probably a good idea to just pause and take a quick screenshot of this slide. So we'll leave you with this final thought. Are you actually prepared for a vehicle emergency? I know, it's not something we like to spend time thinking about, but just a little bit of prep can turn a moment of pure panic into something you can actually